everybody, and welcome to the 21st episode of Puck Witches, a vibes-based podcast where we yap about all things hockey. Today is March 14th, 2025, and I'm your host, Saint. This is my partner in crime, Champ. Champ, how you doing?
Spring has sprung.
It is really nice outside.
It's really nice outside and really shitty on the ice.
Yeah, and we're both in pain and dying. That's fine. As always, we have a lot to talk about this episode, so let's jump right into it. Champ, we got to talk about it.
Yeah. Hey, Saint.
Hey.
You lived a week.
Someone said life goes on, and it does. I did cry at work like at least 3 times. Not like sobbing, but like had to like pull myself together.
Yeah.
For a second. At least 3 times. I think that I almost broke and cried today. Seeing the preview for the behind the
not
bees
the actual
episode.
video.
Just a screenshot, and it was Marshy.
Yeah.
In his Bruins, and I was like, I can't watch this. I can't watch this before the podcast. So
that's a problem for you later.
That's a problem for me later, or never.
Or never. You know, you could just be done with the Bruins
until he's on the fucking. That's the worst part about this. I think is like, I can't watch them right now.
No.
Like it's still too fresh. Right, the wound is raw. And the Pens have been playing at the same exact time, or the Oilers have been. So I'm like, all right, I'll watch
when they're actually on the East Coast,
and then I'll pay attention, and then whatever. But like, I am still a Bruins fan.
Yeah.
But I'm a Marshy fan first and
Mm-hmm.
foremost. So.
This week was very interesting and very difficult because we got our first look at Brad Marchand in the beloved red of the Panthers gear.
The white is tolerable, okay?
Yeah, because the Bruins have a white uniform. Your brain is not freaked
you're
out
away,
about
and I mean it still flinches a little bit because of the red in it, but like
you could pretend it's Canada.
Yeah, the only red Marshy should ever be in is Team Canada.
Here's how crazy it was for me. Because my brother and my father are not Bruins fans, and they know that. I think they have an inkling that
they've acknowledged.
They have an inkling that I'm a bigger fan of the Bruins than I thought, and I think that they've known that since the Sway trade. When I was like, if they don't sign Sway, I don't know what they're gonna do.
Yeah, that was like what could have been in our our hearts.
And so I think they've kind of had an inkling that but I will wear black and yellow for the Penguins over the Bruins. Like that has to be the balance, which hurts.
Yeah, like like again, we're fans of the players first and foremost. And so so then it goes on to being my brother, I went out and saw him this week, and he goes, we're just talking about hockey, and he goes, they shouldn't have traded the captain. And I was like, for him to say that is wild. I was like, it would honestly be like trading Sid. And he goes, I think it's worse because Boston's even more feral. And like that's Boston is
city.
The sports city. Like, oh man.
Philadelphia is close, but they are much bigger Eagles fans than they are Flyers fans.
Yeah, and that's probably just because the Flyers haven't been particularly good.
Oh, true.
Yeah, like not like in a like don't get me wrong, Battle of PA still slaps, but like it's just one of those that like I don't think they've been in this could be me talking on my ass. Yeah. True, like holy shit, it's the Flyers year. I don't think that's been true for a little while. So
and the Eagles are on quite a bit of a long stretch. But I guess football is so much bigger.
It's just different.
At least I don't. I don't think Patriots for Boston. I think Patriots for the entirety of New England.
Yeah, I was gonna say like Boston is not just the Patriots are not just Boston.
Yes.
It's all of New England / Massachusetts. Like,
but then
you know
have,
what I mean?
The Celtics.
Celtics.
You have the Celtics and the Bruins, and they are Boston sports. And they
those are Boston.
And Pittsburgh, don't get me wrong, Pittsburgh's a sports city. They've got the Pirates, the Steelers, and the Penguins. And so like their identity is in their sports. But I think it's also just like you can never see them trading Sid.
Yeah, and this has shown me just how much I respect Kyle DeBoss and Mike Sullivan and just the Penguins organization, because we almost had this.
Yeah.
Okay. This was, and it wasn't going to be Sid. It was going to be Gino Malkin.
Yeah, I was going to say.
That's what it was going to be.
Sid, though.
We were going to have, well, and that's My Wife for Your Life. That was what basically it came down to. And Tanger was involved in that too, but I think Tanger was a little bit less of like, I guess, fuck you, Ron Hextall took like kind of shots at Gino about it. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, it was very much like, it's different when you're both centers versus like a defenseman in a center. I think there's just that it's just a little bit different. And Gino had been an A for a very long time, whereas Tanger has only recently, comparatively, gotten the A, just because he's a little feral cat. But it truly did make me appreciate that, like, when this almost happened, of like they almost traded Gino or like didn't re-sign him, that they said no. Like, and I think if Bergeron was still here, it would have been a different story. But
he's been out for what, 2 years now?
Yes. So this was Marshy's second year as captain. So
fucking Christ.
Yeah. So like, it's just bad vibes. And again, everyone who's been like, you can't pay like whatever they were trying to argue, right? Because again, everyone's gotten conflicting reports. Some camps are saying that it was Marchand that was asking for too much money. Other camps are saying that it was Sweeney lowballing him after taking too many team-friendly deals, which to me just shows players, you should never take team-friendly deals. Yeah. Fuck them. You shouldn't. Sid, I love you. You shouldn't. I know it's his numerology thing, and they are paying him a lot. He gets a lot more than 8.7 million. It's different. And he's getting a lot more than 8.7 million when it's all said and done. But like, other players like Sway, all that contract negotiation shit, good, get that back, boy.
You know, we should have known right away that was how the Bruins season was going to start when they started shitting on Sway.
Yeah, and that it was like a very brutal contract negotiation, and people still are like bitching at Sway about it. I'm like, dude, this to me just shows that management, like, they treat it as a business, and that's fine, but you can't pretend
to care about the players.
Like, you know, it's just, you can't pretend. And I, as a staunch workers' rights thing, I went off on a little bit I went off on a tangent about this with the Discord, but I will never side with management.
No.
Unless it is about...
Hey, by the way, guys, you shouldn't.
You shouldn't. Because you can say this is a business all you want, but the fact of the matter is that these are guys who are putting their bodies on the line for minimal rights and protections. You would never stand for it in your job, and if you do, you're a fucking, like, scab. Fuck you. Like, you should never, ever be on the side of billionaires who make billions of dollars of money. The NHL makes so much fucking money, and every team is owned by a fucking billionaire, and they can't pay their players what they're worth. They have the lowest salaries of the major 4 sports in North America, and the cap is only just going up because of
always
it just, you know, like, it's, to me, it's just crazy because there's no, like, don't get me wrong, other sports are intense, but like, you don't have the, like, holy shit, one bad hit and you're done.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, football is intense and things like that. And like, all sports run that risk. I think hockey is just one of those where they aren't getting paid enough for what they fucking do.
No, they aren't.
They really, really aren't. Boys, hire me. Let me go back. I'm going to go back to college, and I'm going to go be a fucking, I'm going to teach you how
sports
not.
lawyer.
I know, actually, hold on. I said, what did I say that was so fucking funny? Because even Callie laughed at it. I was like, I said, someone crowdfund me so I can become a hockey player protection ranger. I like how those people guard animals from poachers, but me for hockey players. And I was talking about bad medicine, about like John Tavares and his amulet, but because there's like a pipeline of like
it's the normal now pipeline for all across the world.
Yes, and I'm just like, let me help you. Let me argue. Because I have no dog in this race. I have no dog in this race at all. No horse in this race. No horse in this fight. Actually, I have no horse in this fight.
No dog in this fight. No horse in this race.
No, it's no horse in this fight.
Yep.
I have no horse in this fight.
Sure.
I truly don't care, other than I want the best for all of the players involved. I don't give a fuck about management. You don't gotta pay me nothing. Give me tickets to some games. That's all I want.
So this is what you're doing instead of dating a hockey player. Is you're going to be their protecting ranger.
Yes. I mean, how do I get this? Wait, I don't know. You don't even 50,000 a year, and then just drag me along in the flights. I'll pay for my own Dramamine. Just let me bite people that are mean to hockey players.
You really should.
Man, someone please hire me. I will yell at management for you. You don't even, no name drops. I'm just gonna go up to Don Sweeney and tell him he's a fucking bitch to his face.
He already knows. Let's be real.
He knows he's a fucking bitch. Cam Neely, you're just mad that Marchand's a better player than you ever were.
Yeah, that was also a shitty thing, is that we saw that Cam Neely and Don Sweeney were like, yeah, actually, fuck him. Listen, the more it comes out, I'm starting to wonder if he's ever gonna go back. And if he doesn't, please come to the Oilers. Blame him. Please come to the Oilers. We need help. Jesus Christ, we need a help. Locker room guy. We do. I'm not even joking. I think that's one of the reasons we've lost all the whimsy.
I truly believe that it was the biggest mistake. And I'm pretty sure we said this on the podcast when it happened, that like blowing up a third of your roster is kind of not the play.
We got rid of all the youngins. And they listen, I don't want to talk about the Oilers right now. I had a great week, and they still managed to make me depressed.
Meanwhile, my Penguins have decided to go. They did this last year too.
They did do this last year. It was just fun. They didn't have the stress.
It was just fun. Yeah, they didn't have. We're not making play. Fuck it. We ball. Boys, I need you to lose a little bit between now and March 30th so that you can win on March 30th when we go to the game.
Yeah, because Saint has a curse, and if you keep going and we go to the game, and it's been won every single game since trade deadline. That's it.
They decided in true Pens fashion, rather than tank for the draft, they're going to go end up being middle of the pack, just enough to miss playoffs. We're back on the board. Did you see the playoffs chance? We went from being not on the board to like 0.01%.
I did see this. I think it's hilarious.
It's very funny.
It would be even funnier if it happened.
I can't believe the Bruins are like still.
They're still in the fight.
But they're low. I thought it would have been a little not. I guess it's because it's for games played versus the others, and then also just general what they're like that stat is not particularly. It's all just a bunch of different stats shoved together. You know what I mean? Like it's not like there's so much nuance that goes into that percentage stats of like how many games have you played? Who
you're talking about the percentage. I'm talking about the actual.
The current finals,
the current standings. Yeah, I mean to get into a wild card, it's 70, and the Bruins are at 68. I think the Senators are set. I think unless they lose every single game since. Would be funny. Would be funny.
Could they lose the one on the third?
That would be great. Hey, you said
maybe it's the Senators that can keep. Maybe it's not that my teams win; it's that the Senators lose, because that's what happened
with the Panthers
in Florida. Yeah, it wasn't that I was rooting for the Panthers; it was just the Sens had to lose. Lena Solmark, I love you so much. Please come to a team I love.
Have you heard of the Oilers?
Have you heard of the Oilers?
Listen, I'm struggling so hard. Which, thinking about it, like looking at the standings, we only have 78 points.
Yeah, well, and that was the thing is Oilers went from 100% to like 95%.
I don't want to
talk
about
like that because like technically,
we're fine for right now, but I'm pissed. So that's what's been going on in my week. Get some whimsy back in there. Go snort some smelling salts. And the problem is, it's not been bad games. It's just we can't finish, and that's disappointing.
And also just a lack of like depth production.
Why is Dry the only one scoring?
My man's got paid, and he said, I earned this paycheck. I'm about to show you all how it's done. And then nobody else thought.
If he was not
scoring, we had that one good game after the trade deadline, and we thought that they were going to turn it around, and then they fucking didn't.
They did beat Dallas, which was very funny.
It was very funny. Right after the Rico Manton trade, too.
It was very funny. Unfortunately, that we used all of our good juju on that, and now we're here. Mm-hmm. Other than that, we've had a pretty interesting and rather chaotic week. Saint, I know you saw it, but the Sabres clearing the bench.
That was so fucking funny.
Have a 10-minute misconduct.
Hockey.
It's just so funny. I
don't know all the other guys.
I have no clue what started it. I was scrolling through Twitter one night, and I don't think anybody was playing, and so I wasn't really paying attention. And scrolling through Twitter, and I saw the picture of the bench completely empty, and I went, what happened here? And I messaged you, and it was the day you'd taken a nap, so you were up late. And I was like, Saint, what the fuck happened here?
And I'm like, well, and it's so funny because there was something about like changing things, right? Because it was a Red Wings home game.
Yeah.
And so, but the Sabres have their alt jerseys.
Yeah.
That are, because the Wings were wearing their white ones that are their alt jerseys, not their home jerseys and not their away jerseys. I guess. I think that's how I could be wrong. Yeah, they were the classics. And so the Sabres wore their hot bitch jerseys, which I still want. I really do want it. And just everything exploded. And it's just so fucking good. Like, I love hockey. Yeah. I love when the line is just all a brawl. It's so fun.
Max Domi hit on Carter Verhaeghe last night.
That was savage.
That was glory. I mean, it was a clean hit too, wasn't it? I mean, I believe so, yeah. For Max Domi. I remember, yeah, because then they went straight into fisticuffs, which they should have, which was fun.
We also get to talk about Nikita Zadorov beating the fucking wheels off
God!
Sam Bennett. That I have never seen a guy very clearly go, I have made a mistake in my life. Like,
grabbing pasta.
He's trying to play it off so cool, but like you can see the like loading wheel of I have made a mistake. Oh fuck. Fuck. Grabbing pasta.
Because did he punch Zaddy first? I've seen the video so many times.
So so Sam Bennett tried to stealth punch Zadorov with a cross check. Like, it was one of those things where it's like he wasn't hitting him with the stick.
In the jaw.
He was trying to, and Zadorov was like, I've had enough of this
3 seconds left in the game, by the way.
Yeah, 3 seconds left, and the Bruins won!
Yeah.
And yeah, just fucking wailed on him. Just absolutely beat the brakes off him. It was beautiful.
It was
my favorite part was the announcers pretending that Sam Bennett, like, and again, I get that, like, they're Homer announcers, right? Because there was all different clips of it, but the Homer one was, like, Zadorov beating the shit out of Bennett, dead silence for it, like, complete dead air for a solid 2 seconds, and then Bennett on the ground, and then trying to get up, like, now that the officials were, like, wrestling him and pretending that he had tried to fight well. And then being like, Bennett doesn't want it to end. Shut the fuck up.
It's so
he got his ass
funny. Man was on the ground, curled up in a fucking fetal position.
He absolutely, and he didn't totally turtle, but oh, did he not put up a good fight. That was hysterical to me. It did bring me way too much joy.
Especially because right after the Panther trade, like, Zadorov, you can tell Zadorov has stepped up quite a bit.
Yes, I think he's realized that it's Pasta, C-Mac, and there's just guys that step up, right? Yeah. Like, Marshy's gone, time to step up. Yeah. And I think he was always a really, really good locker room guy.
Yes.
And he's always been standing up for the guys overall. He just has taken too many penalties, and I don't think that's necessarily...
Yeah, I don't think it's necessarily his fault. He's a big guy. He's a lesser Rimpy.
Yeah. And he's also just, like... He was getting put in a position that I don't think he was suited to, in that I don't think he's the first line defender.
Oh, I don't.
Agree. I think he's a great, probably second or third.
Yeah.
So for C-Mac to be out, Lindholm, like all of these guys that should have, he's stepping up where he needed to be stepping up, but it's not his fault that, like, sometimes you just aren't, you know what I mean? Yes. Like, sometimes you're just not a first liner. That's okay. You're going to try your best, boy. But, like,
as long as you put your effort into there, you don't need to be first. You're on the NHL, like, honestly.
Yeah.
Which is
scoring.
Yeah. Which is also brings up a great point. I know you saw it. The Matt Rimpey hit. That wasn't even a hit. The Wild player.
I thought of you immediately because it went. Did that happen to Champ, where other people ran into you and you got in trouble?
All the time. And the problem was, I would, like, okay, as a center in basketball, you're basically the Matt Rimpey, and I would just stand up, arms up. But when they would bounce off of me, I would stumble because it's a lot of impact when people run into you at full speed. And that was technically a foul. And so people...
Even though they ran into you.
Correct, because I wasn't set. And so they would run into me and bounce, and that's technically a foul. But it would be really funny because the entire, like, court would go dead silent when the girl flops on the ground and looks at me like I had, like, committed a grave error. I'm like, you were the one who ran into me! So yeah, but afterwards that ref did go over to him and apologize, and it just it made me giggle because I'm sitting here like, yeah, I've been in that position way too many times. Oh,
Speaking
basketball.
Just, again, everybody was like, I get it, the angle from his angle.
Yeah, and that's fine that when he goes and he talks to him. Or, like, reviews the play.
But the thing is that they mentioned is, like, okay, great, give us the goal back. But, like, the thing is that that's part of the game, right? But they need to be a little bit more diligent about it, of, like, hey, they should, because we've seen them do this.
All the time.
Where they call it, and then they go, wait, actually, it wasn't a penalty.
Or like that guy who put his hand down, and Flyers are like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Like, I think that they should have reviewed that and been like, actually, he just collided with you. That's not a penalty. Speaking of bullshit, Connor Bedard getting a 10-minute misconduct. Who's the culprit?
Chris fucking Rooney! Oh my God.
Chris fucking Rooney.
Listen, again, we've always said, if we know your fucking name, you're a problem as a ref. And when we were at the Leafs versus Boston game, we look up on the scoreboard and it's fucking Chris Rooney. And I think it was really funny because Matt and Laura watched us crash out in real time. Other than the fact that we had gotten club seats, like we were crashing out over the fact that we knew a referee's name, and they just didn't get it, which I understand. They've never been to a hockey game before or know what's going on in the sport.
They don't understand the level of...
what? The level of what, Saint?
I don't...
Sanity? Yeah.
The level of insanity.
Chris Rooney, again...
Fuck you, Chris Rooney.
I hate him.
He got one good call, and I was like, maybe you're not so bad. And then he does this. That poor fucking kid is on Chicago's team.
He's
finally seeing a bit of bright light with Spencer Knight. All he's known is suffering. He's a rookie who constantly is getting bullied. At least he has, like, people on his team who are, like, trying to defend him at some point.
Yeah.
But, like, it's very obvious that, like,
he's not having a good time.
He's not having a good time. And he gets treated differently than other rookies.
Yeah, he does. Trevor Zegras is, like, the same way.
Yeah.
It's like everyone has a sweetheart and a hated one. It cycles every other year. Yeah. And part of me wonders if it's because of the team that they go to.
I don't even know if it's the team or just they go, this one's a problem. Like, and here's my other thing. Slurs should automatically be game misconducts.
Yes, okay? Absolutely.
100%. Swearing, if I call you, like, a bitch, or if you say, like, what the fuck was that? That is not a fucking penalty or a game misconduct. Again,
Nurse did that at the middle of the season too. He got a game I bet you it was fucking Chris Rooney again. Hang on, I have to check.
No, you're gonna look this up. It can be a 5-minute for fighting. You can beat the brakes off of a guy for 5, and it's a 5. You can go to 2 for roughing, and only 4 if you high stick a guy and it bleeds. No other thing counts for blood, I guess, but it's just high sticking for some reason. And that's not as much as a 10-minute. And I think they were down. Like, this was not like it's already been a blowout game. No, like, they were fighting to fucking win. That was what, no. I didn't like anything about that. Fuck you, Chris Rooney.
Oh, you know what? It wasn't Chris Rooney. It was Kelly Sutherland.
The other one.
And guess what? It was during the game with the Panthers.
Oh, I do recall this.
Yes, we were same game where Bushi broke Zach's nose. Yeah. So Chris Rooney and Kelly Sutherland, you are on our shit list. I hate you. Not enough to do a penalty box rant as of this moment. But just so you know, if you piss me off, I'll go in the box and I'll just lose it. On other news, Ovi is 9 away from the record now.
Crazy. Did you see that he sent a jersey?
Yes.
To the very first goalie that he scored on in the NHL,
yes, I did.
And he put first. That's so fucking cute.
He also sent it to another goalie that helped him beat out Dry for most points of the season in the 2018 and 2019 season. But also, I just, and it was announced this week that he doesn't plan to re-sign with the Caps after next season.
Yeah, when he's done with
his contract, that's it. He's done with the NHL. But he does plan to go to the KHL, which I am not shocked by at all.
Yeah. Is it just slower there? Is that why that, older player or just different?
I mean,
but I mean, the game.
I don't know.
Because I feel like they, I know Jaromir Jagr is, a tank, and that doesn't count. You know what I mean? But, I feel like a lot of guys are I have retired in the NHL. I assume it's just because the NHL is so grindy. I wonder how many games they play a year. I actually really don't know too much about the KHL.
I know that it's Russian.
Each club plays 68 regular season engagements.
Compared to 82.
It's not much
better, but I mean, do they go all year?
It was 165 game days. So the season is 165.
Okay, so that's still
game days. Well, no. It's September 1st to February 26th.
Okay, so it's
was the 2023 to 2024 season.
Sure. Okay, so it's not as extreme.
Well, because they have 23 teams, 68 games. So it's, I mean, honestly, a longer, I assume that's September, October, because it's September 1st. So September, October, November, December, January, February, 7 months.
Yeah.
And then for us, it's halfway through October, and then halfway through April. So
for normal,
to November, December, January, February, March, April, 7 months.
But then you have to consider playoffs and also training camp. Yeah. So.
Yeah, I mean, it's basically a year-round thing for...
I feel bad if he doesn't get it at home, because the team that he does score it against is going to go down in history, especially because the barn is going to be all congratulatory towards Ovi. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It would have been like the Panthers winning at Rogers. I can't
imagine.
And it
happens.
I know.
The Bruins in 2011 and the Canucks, and then they rioted.
I hate the Canucks.
It's so funny though.
Other than that, there was a really cool thing that happened this week, Saint. Was the fastest overall overtime goal in history with Brandon Montour over at the Kraken. Literally face-off shot score done. 4 seconds.
Which is crazy. Did you see that he may have cheated a little on it?
I had not, which is very funny.
Basically, when the puck dropped, he had moved a little bit before. It was almost like a false start, basically. He was a little offsides.
Well, sucks for whoever they were playing against.
I don't think it's that.
It's the Hobbs.
I don't think it... I don't fucking care. I don't think it... And also, I like the Kraken. I don't... Yeah, I don't think it's...
I don't think it would have done anything.
Yeah, I think it was just... Goddamn. Man's got... He just had it. It's like when we did the Living on a Prayer...
Yes,
shot. Yes. Just sometimes all the shots, all the stars align. Everything is tic-tac-toe in. It's a perfect play, right? And it just happens sometimes.
I was thinking, I feel bad for those fans that were like, okay, overtime. We get a little bit of, it's over? And because when you're in overtime at home, you're like, cool, great, click off. You get overtime at the game, you could have left, gotten ahead of the curve. And especially, I know at the Kraken, every single Kraken player, or every single Kraken fan, has to take the monorail to go home, and the monorail lines are so fucking long. So, it's you could have just kind of skirted out, but that's why you don't leave hockey early, is you get good, awesome goals like that.
Yeah, and again, it was, so when we were in Boston, for the Ducks game.
Yes. Oh my God.
Because we needed to tie it.
Yeah.
Right? And we were down 1, and it was a minute or 2 left. And this family gets up and is kind of blocking everybody's view because they're getting up to leave. And the most Boston guy ever is block the fucking ice while I'm waiting to see. They're gonna fucking score a goal and you're in the way. It was so funny. And sure enough, as soon as that family had just started to go out of they had turned the corner, right? Bruins score. We lost it.
It was
like,
so
absolutely
funny.
Lost it. And then they came back in to watch. I was like, this is why I don't leave early.
This is
like,
why you don't leave hockey games early.
It, like, sure, did we lose in overtime? Yes. But it's still just, it, like, I paid so much money. I'm gonna watch every fucking second of the hockey game that I can. Like,
I love hockey. It's a great
hockey.
Sport. Even if it brings me such depression.
Like, truly.
All right, Saint, do we have a sponsor today?
We do have a sponsor. Today's sponsor is Saint Astra, Twitch streamer, cosplayer, and artist. You can support her by purchasing Etsy or subscribing on twitch.tv/Saint Astra. Use your free Prime sub and get access to cute emotes. Saint Astra's Etsy also sells a variety of jewelry, decorations, and trinkets. Everything is handmade and crafted with the perfect balance of love and spite. All proceeds go directly to the Saint Astra Tri-Saddle Jersey Fund.
All right, Saint, we have a updated graphic from the NHL about if the Stanley Cup playoffs started today. All I know is pain.
We really need to fix this format.
Okay.
Yeah.
So as you can see, it's horrendous. Anything on there that is making you the most pain? I'm looking at the East Coast right now, and I'm going, damn, because Kachukbo on one end.
True. I also immediately went to that, and also because it's the game that we got to see live, and we did not get nearly enough scrums. We did get goals though, which was way better.
Yeah.
But like, you know what I mean? Like that. I'm happy about that matchup, and I think that's the
matchup that can stay.
Yes, everyone else kind of
Toronto Maple Leafs versus the Lightning. It would be an interesting battle because Toronto has never gone against them. I don't think. I could be wrong. Caps versus Blue Jackets, that's a narrative. Like, I wish that the Blue Jackets were not in the second wildcard spot, because if they do go all the way, then I don't want them to beat the Caps. Like, I think that's...
Yeah,
those are the two teams on the East Coast of the current ranking that I would want to go all the way.
Yes. Agreed. Just for the narratives, I think it would be...
I mean, there's nobody on... If the East Coast doesn't have our teams, the narratives have to take it.
Yeah, 100%. Because, like, I'm not rooting for the Canes. I have no affection to them. No. The Devils, they don't want to win because Jack Hughes and half their team is out.
Yeah,
like,
that's gonna be.
And
rough
I know
for
you're.
them.
So
no, I'm mad at them, but I'm more mad at the Oilers right now. It's fine.
Yeah. I don't. The Leafs, versus Lightning, I truly like. It's like I think
it's
it'd
a coin
be fun.
Flip. I don't care.
Yeah, I think it'd be fun if the Leafs, but then you get Battle of Florida for round 2 if the
or you get the Battle of Ottawa.
Yeah, like. Oh, that's true.
Yeah. I think the Leafs versus the Panthers would be interesting as well.
Yes, because the Panthers just won against their game, but it
was a good game.
It was
a tight game. The only thing that saved them was Bob.
Yeah, and that is the difference.
That is the usual. Also, the narratives there of Stolarz was on the Cup team last year.
Yeah. Same thing with like. There's a couple teams where like ex-Panthers. I think that's interesting.
Yeah.
Because you're going against the teams. We're missing that narrative for Marshy because the Bruins aren't in it. So
true. The Caps, I did see a post this week that said that the locker room vibes at the Caps this year feel like 2018.
Yeah, that reporter was like, this is the closest it's ever like this. It's that. The power of friendship. Yeah. And like anybody who says that the power of friendship doesn't win cups is so wrong.
Yeah.
Love conquers all. It truly does. If you, and not to say that you didn't love each other enough if you lose, but like it can get you out of
as
the Oilers
spots.
have proven, chemistry is a real thing. If you don't love the guy beside you, you know, can you really like give it 110%? You'll give it 100%, but can you give it that 110%?
Yeah, absolutely. The Blue Jackets, the narrative there, I just want them to win for Johnny. Johnny Matthew.
100%.
Canes don't care. Devils still kind of mad. See, playoffs start in a month. Where did the freaking season go? Like,
I truly, like, time isn't real, but also, like, this time last year, we were just really getting into hockey. We were
getting Battle of Alberta.
Yeah, so it didn't feel quite so short because we had just, like, it was like February to March, and we were like, oh, there's still so many games left, but not enough. Like, now we're like, oh my God, there's only like 20 games left. What the fuck? Like, and we also haven't been able to watch every game. Like, we were as obsessive, just life in general.
Mm-hmm.
But for West Coast, Kings versus Oilers. It's funny, but it's also like
I made the joke a couple weeks ago.
On too long.
I made the joke a couple weeks ago, like 2 weeks ago, when they were on their little 5-game losing streak, and it was killing me inside. That they were intentionally tanking just so that they didn't have to face the Vegas Golden Knights in the first round. And I stand by my point. I think it's funny. Now I'm kind of sad. We've just had a really shitty. I don't know what's going on. I genuinely think it's just I talked to you a little bit about this today, is that the coach is so defensively minded, and you can tell our defense is better. That we're forgetting to actually play the game of hockey. And
it's boring.
It reminds me of Canes hockey. You don't see
last year,
which I would say, like last weekend on the game with the Stars, it felt like Oilers hockey. And they scored 5 goals. Now granted, the freaking Stars almost came back, but we won.
But that's Oilers
hockey. That's Oilers hockey. But we scored 5 goals. And like, you could kind of tell that the boys were playing like hockey players. And then this week, it's like they went back to, okay, we have to follow this round, and we're going to do this, and we're going to make sure that this player, and then they just kind of fall apart.
I'm like, just
play the game. Just play the game.
Yeah. Turn your brains off. Truly just turn their brains off.
Kings, I have not seen a single damn highlight clip from anything that they've done. Either
that's true,
my algorithm just fucking sucks, or the Kings are just not.
We follow so many. I think I've seen like one clip of a Canes game. Like, they are just not.
They're just not interesting, and I don't think it's boring hockey. I just think that they don't do anything at all.
Whimsical enough to
warrant it.
Or
Wild,
is it like a West Coast? Oh, Wild! Kill them, Wild! Kill them! Bite their fucking heads off!
I would die for an Oilers versus Wild playoff.
Yes,
it would hurt because Fleury, unless Calgary somehow comes back and falls. That would be an incredible.
That would be so. First round exit, boys, for the Jets against the Flames would be very, very funny if it was Battle of Alberta for the conference final.
Oh my God, for the conference final, that would legit be wild. I'm happy right now that the Avs and Stars are going against each other.
Only because that one of them would take us out if we're not careful.
It's that, but that's a really big narrative game. Like, that's the Kachuk Bowl. Rantanen right now. Like, that's the story about Rantanen. And I'm like, yeah, okay, that's going to dominate that whole, that. They're not changing that. I don't think the Jets are going to fall to 2. I don't think the Stars are going to get up to, I don't think the Avs and the Stars are going to trade places. I think that one's set. But yeah, I'm sitting here and I'm like,
Now, my thing is, this is a little off the script, I should say. I don't like how playoffs are formatted. I think that's a pretty big
I
agreement.
agree.
I think most people. I just don't understand
5th year
why
Oilers versus Kings. 4th.
Yeah, I don't understand why divisions don't matter for the wild card, but they do for placing, like for the seeding. I don't. Someone suggested it should be that the top, whoever is the division leader, right? They should get to pick who they play.
I can see that.
So if the Panthers are, Atlantic 1, they get to pick who they play. Metro 1, Caps get to pick who they play. in the whole seed for the East versus West. And I think that would be fun.
That would put like an incentive behind it.
Yes, and I think that's what's missing other than bragging rights is like there's really no
push
reason because you get wild card. Hold on, what's the current like? I want to look at like the actual standings.
Oh God, the East is fucked.
Oh, the East, you bastards! So like, the Panthers go to the wild card 1.
Yeah, it just feels like they shouldn't play the top team.
Well, it feels like they should play top if you're gonna, because I guess the other thing they said is your incentive should be top to bottom. Yeah. So like Atlantic, it should go number 1 in the Atlantic faces the worst team. So it should have been wild card 2.
Yeah.
Why are they facing the wild card 1? Like that
because it's doesn't. Their division, yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, but like the it's not based in that division. You know what I mean? Like the wild card can be anyone from the conference. It's just really weird to me.
Yeah, I just wish it was. I don't know how you fix it.
I just think, or just like, again, I liked the idea a lot of that the top team in each conference or each even I guess you could even say each conference. Or just stop having it be broken up by division.
Yeah.
Because you're getting the same... Like, I didn't realize that, because, again, we're new hockey fans. I did not realize that last year, that it was done by division.
Yeah.
That, like, it goes Pacific 1, Pacific 2. Why? If the whole thing is based on what conference you're in...
saying... I see what you're saying. Okay.
I'm saying the whole overall West and East... It shouldn't matter what division you're in the first seeding. It should matter only what conference you're in. Like, you're still fighting for the spot. You're still fighting for Atlantic 1, Atlantic 2, Atlantic 3. But it shouldn't be A1, A2, A3 against each other.
Yeah.
The conference should be all over the place. Because it's just so boring watching the same teams. And we've only even done this once. But, like... Yeah. Just the concept of like, and here's another round of like, let the rivalries happen organically.
Yeah.
By the fact that they're two really good teams going up against each other. Don't make it this like artificial seeing the same teams up against each other every other year. Like, I don't know. I don't.
Now, looking at this picture, and making a very early, we're going to do a full one later.
Yeah, we're going to
do a very early prediction. Who do you say goes all the way? Because
this one's really rough because
last year we nailed it.
The only thing we got wrong was the Metro.
Yep.
We got the Atlantic, Pacific, and Central all right, which was wild.
If I had to pick, I think this year it's going to be the Jets versus the Caps.
You think it's Jets versus Caps?
Yes.
I think you're, I don't want to say underestimating, but like, I think that the Jets are,
the thing is, the Jets have the best goalie.
True.
And it's a goalie game.
But it is a goalie game, especially right now. But like, I just don't see, I think the Knights are vastly
I'm ignoring the Knights.
Underestimated.
They don't exist.
The Penguins did beat them.
Yeah.
Like, I don't, but then everybody else loses. The Penguins are a team that only wins.
Here's the thing. You're right. Here's the thing. Power of friendship versus power of hatred.
True. Again, I do think it would be funny, and it is the only team I will tolerate winning the cup other than the Canadian team is the Jets. So
they would also have a narrative because they had the fucking 17 game win streak at the very start of the season.
If we couldn't have it, why should they get to?
I know.
It's so tough. All the way, I don't think the Wild are going to go to the finals.
No, I don't either.
I don't think the Kings are. I don't think the Flames are. It's definitely... I don't know about the Avs.
I don't know about the Oilers.
The Oilers... I don't know what to say.
I don't know about the Oilers.
I don't even know if we're going to go to the conference finals. Is it worse to lose...
I think it's...
Oh, fuck that. So if it's the Wild
in
the second round, I will tolerate losing. I refuse to lose to the Golden
Fucking
Knights
Christ,
and not go to the
boys.
conference finals. I can't fucking do it. Get it together.
Yeah. It's gonna be. I think the Caps have a very strong. I can see it being Caps versus Panthers in the conference finals.
Yes, I also foresee it, which is actually what I predicted, I believe, last year.
You did.
As a joke, because I thought that the power of friendship was going to push the Caps in last year.
And then they got
swept.
It
didn't. And maybe I was just a little early.
Yeah,
I think that would be funny.
I think it would, if I'm having to be honest, with the current teams right now, I think it would be Jets and Vegas Golden Knights. And that kills me to say, but I'm being very unbiased.
Yeah.
And that would be the Western Conference. And
I think it's also one of those things where the Stars and Avs, this is what happened last year, is like the Stars went through round 1, round 2, and it was a tough fucking thing because they were against the Avs and the Knights, I believe.
Yes.
And like those were the 2 previous cup winners. Yes. And it was like they went through the ringer to get to the finals, whereas the Oilers, it was Kings
and the Canucks.
And so it was like the Canucks was harder than it needed to be, but like that was a weird year.
That was a mind game.
Yeah, that was definitely the psychology of the sport.
Skinner was having issues.
Yeah. So like I agree. I think that Jets and Knights
are for conference finals. We don't have to pick a winner, but that's who I'm kind of thinking right now.
Unless the Oilers lock the fuck in.
Maybe we'll see tonight. They're playing the Isles.
Either
if we lose tonight, fuck.
But here's the thing: we lost to the Sabres in March, 0-. It was like in overtime.
Yeah, so we were going to the
and then a 4-game. Like we just like sometimes the Oilers just suck, and then they lock the fuck in for playoffs.
I'm hoping that's the case because we fucking suck.
Yeah, we're really mid. We had a great run, and then it all tanked again. I truly don't know what's happening.
On your no trade list. Now, we had this question before the trade deadline, and then we went to Boston and didn't get to ask it. So here's my question: is who would be on your no trade list?
So what's my number? Because different contracts have 5.
5.
6 was even.
I can tell you 5. Right now, I have one at the top of mine, and I bet you're not gonna guess it.
Is Vancouver Canucks?
Wow.
So, like...
I'll tell you right now, I would not want to go to the Senators.
Interesting, okay.
I would not want to go to the Isles. That's 2 for me. Would not want to go to the Ducks.
Really?
Yeah. It's the loser mentality.
Okay, yeah, but they've been doing pretty good.
Not in my brain.
Okay, in your brain. All right.
Not going to Chicago and not going to Vancouver. And I could tolerate everywhere else. I wouldn't be happy, but I could tolerate everywhere else. Like, they'd be big cities. What's funny is that, the new loser mentality for the Preds should be at the top. They're really sucking. But Preds is close to home for me. So at least I'd have that. I'd be in the same area. And even the Jets, like, I don't care that you got nothing. I go to work and I come home. That's all I do.
Can I have a 16 team no movement clause?
16?
I really
16? I said 5!
I was looking at my tier list and I was like, wow, I hate a lot of people. I was like, at first I was like, could you do it to 6? And then I looked at my fuck you tier and I have more than 6.
But
because here's the thing. Do you prioritize?
I'm prioritizing a cup.
Oh, so you're saying teams that you think won't win the cup?
No, I'm saying that this is my no movement clause. And when I'm thinking about teams that I would want to play for that I would tolerate playing for because I'm in it for the cup run. You know what I mean?
Okay. So you're going in with a cup mentality.
Yes.
Okay.
I don't need to get paid. I just want the cup.
Okay. See, and I would go into it as like, could I live there?
I mean, that was part of it too. Which is why I'm saying like no to the Ottawa. I just don't want to live in Ottawa.
Because I hate the Chicago organization. Mm-hmm. Love the city of Chicago. So it's like, would I say? It's just a cool city. I have friends who live there. Hate the Vegas Golden Knights. Vegas is a fucking awesome city to live in.
That's what I'm saying. And plus they would also be fine to win. Like, it would suck to be on the Vegas Golden Knights and not win. Like you'd be the Chiefs this year. Everyone wants you to lose. However, you'd be pretty good.
But pretty good. Utah Hockey Club.
Okay, it's number one.
If they were the not number one in general, but just it stuck out to me as like that. It's not that I hate them. If they were the Arizona Coyotes, it would not be on the list. I just hate that they don't have a real name. I couldn't do it. Like, I would not want to be. I just couldn't do it.
Sure.
The problem is a lot of these are high altitude places, and so like I want to say the Avs because I'd throw up and die.
Yeah.
I have no love for. Oh, man, this is hard. Like, what teams do you not want to? I wouldn't go to the. But see, the Canes are nice. Fuck! This is a lot harder than I thought it would be because once you put the mindset of like, would you go to the Cup? I'm gonna put the Habs on there.
Okay.
Not because I hate them, because I don't speak Quebecois French. Okay. I speak
French.
I speak high school English French, and so I don't know if you've heard a Quebecois accent. I couldn't fucking do it.
Sure,
I would, but I don't want to do it. I don't want to live in.
Where do you not want to live in?
Florida. I was
See, that was my thing. Is I was like, I hate the Panthers, but I could live in Florida.
Yeah, I would have family there. You know what I mean? I think that's the same thing with the Preds for me. Is like, I have family in Nashville. I have family in Florida. So I'm like, well, then they could come to my games and I'd get to see them. So I'm willing to. I'm also gonna pick the Sens for the same reason of like, I just couldn't do it.
I couldn't.
I just couldn't do it. Shit. All right. I feel like I'm being really biased against the Canadian teams.
Which is funny because you're closer to Canada.
Yeah, but like I think that also impacts it of like I would want to, like, I don't want to live in Calgary.
Fair enough.
You know what I mean? But I could live in Vancouver. Like, if I was rich. So like, which I would be. Okay. Because I was originally basing this on Vibes, and I have a lot of hate in my heart.
I'm aware.
So like, Vibes was really, really hard. Fuck, this is so hard. I'm also in agony right now. I'm dying.
You said Utah.
Utah, Sens,
and
Hobbs.
Okay, you got two more. Didn't mean for it to be this difficult.
I can't believe you asked my sexual.
It's true.
And now I want to retcon because I realized winning the cup in Montreal would probably be the best experience of your fucking life.
You're right, but you've already said it.
But I already said it. I can't. No takesy backs.
You're gonna need to rewrite your contract.
Oh my god. Let's say.
Would you be able to live in St. Louis?
Oh, fuck St. Louis. Okay. No. Even though my family loves St. Louis, nope. So Blues, no.
Okay, you got one more.
And I don't want to Blues.
Fucking Bennington. I mean, fucking Bennington. You're fine. We still have.
You're fine when you're on Team Canada.
We still have what, 3 weeks of being nice to you.
Oh yeah. We still can't. Oh, sorry. Yep. Maybe.
If you lived in Calgary, you'd at least be closer to Banff.
I would be closer to Banff, and we have friends in Calgary, so it's like I would.
The Isles.
Calgary. I was debating between
fucking Reds.
That's what But I love the city of New York. So I am like,
this shows that your hater energy is not as strong as mine.
No, this just shows that I hate so much. Again, I originally wanted a 16-team movement clause.
You're right.
So it's really just, who do I hate more? And this does actually showcase it, because you have like true hatred for like a couple teams. I just hate a lot of people.
Yeah.
But less intense about it.
Yeah.
The real question is Canes or.
If you lived Detroit. Near the Canes, I could come see you.
Okay, well, so it's not Canes. Detroit, I don't even hate Detroit that much, but I just...
The vibes bad.
The vibes are really bad. And it's the same thing with Chicago. I think as an Oiler, I can't not. I mean, I really hate the Avs. And I don't want them to win another cup.
Okay.
But I'd be close to Kota.
I give up, Saint. What?
You can cut this whole fucking
I'm not. This is staying in.
Going, who do I hate? The answer is I hate everyone equally.
Yeah.
I'll
say it right now. I'll pick it for you. Boston Bruins.
I'll fucking kill you and everyone you love. No, I said Vancouver.
Okay, Vancouver. Hey, there you go. All right. So you said...
I literally want a 16-team no trade clause.
You can finally get what the Oilers are giving out.
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
So you said Sens, Habs, Canucks, Utah, and the Blues. And that's a good list.
I feel like that's a very good list.
All right.
Just fuck the Canucks. I don't want them to win a cup. Because now that you put that in my head of like cup mentality.
Yes.
Now, if Mikko Rantanen style, what's the 4 teams you would only go to if you were getting traded?
Okay. Bruins, because I would love to see them get another cup, and I would love to be part of helping that. Pens for the organization.
Yep.
Oilers, because duh.
Yeah. And this is really just who's your 4th.
But yeah, it is who's my 4th. I would say Stars, because it's close to family. But if we're going for a cup run...
Well, it's who would you be? Who do you? So yeah,
who would I want to be help? Who would I want to help?
Who would you go to help win the cup? You'd say the Stars.
Interesting. That's my 4th, and that's talking about they're high on my list, but that would really be I want them to win a cup, not anytime soon. And I have family there, and they have a good organization, so it's kind of everything.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's the same. Boston, Pens, Oilers. It's really just, and I would go just on vibes. I'd want to go to like Boston. Honestly, I would go to the Sharks.
Okay, that was also on my list, and also the Kraken were on my list. Again,
I would go.
Sharks is whimsy.
Future is steel. Yes, the future is steel. To me, it was a hard. I would either go to the Sharks or the Stars. Just because I would even say the if I wanted a true cup run, I would go for the Panthers. I would pull a Brad Marchand. If I wanted to go for vibes, Sharks, 100%. I would absolutely get traded to the Sharks. Yeah. They seem like they have so much fun. They're playing fun hockey. Yeah. I love to see it.
Yeah. So those are our lists. All right.
Yeah. It only took 6 hours.
It only took 6 hours. All right, Saint. Let's move into sportsmanlike conduct.
Oh, I gotta be
this list is dangerous.
I was gonna say it's getting. I mean, some of it's like my Penguins are still on there.
Yeah, but the Penguins are close. There's also
the Oilers,
the Flames, and the Canucks on this. And last week I got a mulligan, and I'm scared.
Yeah.
Oh God, are you ready?
I'm ready.
I'm so scared. The closer it gets to without doing. God damn it! Shut up.
Oh, well, this is easy. They give us another...
Nope.
Oh, less mulligan.
I
don't hate the Preds. They're just,
What a quote.
Sorry the Penguins stole your cup again. We did that twice.
That's not sportsmanlike.
What? I apologize for something I didn't do.
I apologize for something. Preds.
They had a really hot team at one point. It was like
You're right.
They were like, if nothing else, we will be pretty. And it was like Cal Yanrock and Roman Yossi and like all these very very objectively attractive guys.
You know what? I'll say I like Philip Forsberg.
You like Forsberg? Okay.
I think he is a delight to watch. With the Oilers being the mayors of Nashville, I get to see a lot of them playing, and when I'm not worried about the Oilers losing, I watch the other team. Yeah. And watching Philip Forsberg on that, and then also on Team Sweden, he's really fun as a skater.
Mm-hmm.
And he's got a really quick shot, and I love that. And like he's all around. He's kind of sneaky. And he's got a fabulous mustache. That's my pick.
My pick is that one of the things that really, really cemented my love for hockey and was a formative memory was the Jens 95 compilation video of penalty box incidents and the Predators being 5 of them in a box while Mambo number 5 played. Sold me hook, line, and sinker. It was so fucking funny. They're involved in a lot of shenanigans in compilations, and it's very endearing.
It's interesting that they're having such a shit year.
Because they were like, I don't want to say they were like a huge contender, but like they were in the playoffs. Like they fought for it. Like
yeah, they were the wild card for, and of course they lost to the Canucks, but it was at the last second. But it's really interesting to me that they have all of these incredible players, but can't shoot a damn puck. Seems familiar.
It's just very weird because it's like on paper they should not be that bad, right?
Yeah.
Like the Pens were on paper pretty bad, but not quite as bad as they ended up being.
You had some legends and then some babies.
Yeah.
Also, please take care of Michael Bunting.
Yeah, give me back my bun, and if you're not gonna give him back, then you better take good care of him. I don't think
he'll sign there. I think he'll pop in the summer.
Yeah, I think he's gonna go. Like, that's fair.
Also, they seem to be treating Steven Stamkos pretty great.
Yeah.
After he lost his home.
Yeah, they do seem to be a good wayward home. Like, you know, and
not perfect.
Yeah, not perfect.
Great.
Didn't we give Luke Shen to them? Too?
No, Luke Shen.
We took him.
Yeah, okay. He's at the Jets.
Yes. Oh, that's right. We took him from. Yeah. Okay. And then he went to. Okay.
R.I.P. But yeah.
What's up?
That's gonna wrap it up for this week's episode, folks. We really appreciate you listening. Through all of our rants and ramblings, the Puck Witches podcast is released on Spotify and our YouTube channels. And you can join the Night Witches Discord via the link below to talk about the episodes directly, as well as enjoy all of our other channels. It's full of gaming, hobbies, and good vibes.
Sometimes we record these episodes live on Twitch, so make sure you're following us there. And if you want to support us with a Twitch Prime on either or both of our channels, you get access to cute emotes and extra channel points. If you enjoy this podcast, don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an episode, and follow us on Twitter and Blue Sky for updates.
And lastly, don't forget to support the St. Astra Drysaddle Jersey Fund by checking out Saint's Etsy or subscribing on Twitch. We love you all and hope the hockey season is treating you well. Champ and Saint, signing off.
Stay witchy!